It's your girl, God's girl, the lady evangelist here again, and it's been a long while since I dropped my last episode, but then I am back today with episode 3. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. It feels so good to be back in front of my camera filming my story. So, if you're new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. And for my new people, the purpose of this channel is to share God's goodness, God's faithfulness, and for the period that I've not been filming, God has really, really been faithful. I mean, I backed a degree, your girl is a law graduate. God is good. And I mean, that is just one out of the many faithfulness of God that I can't even fathom. Like, I can't wrap my head around. But today, I'm going to continue from last episode, from where I stopped in my last episode. So let's get right into it. So in my last episode, I talked about where everything took a big turnaround for me concerning my health, my ICU experience. And I think I mentioned in the last episode that whatever ICU experience I share is not something I know. It's something I was told by people after I came out of it because I was in coma, I was unconscious for days. So I literally didn't know what was going on around me. I was not hearing anything, I was not seeing anything. I literally didn't know what was going on around me. You know, there are people when they're in coma, they actually hear what people say during that period. And when they come out of it, they still kind of remember. But for me, my case was I do not remember anything from my ICU experience, but it was traumatic, so to say. So, not to dwell so much on that part, after I came out from ICU with everything that happened, I was transferred to trauma ward. And then in trauma ward, I think I spent close to 2 weeks or so in trauma ward. And when they call it trauma ward, whatever you experience in that word is traumatic, trust me, because I am someone that I kind of have PTSD from my experience from the past anno. So it was really draining staying in a ward because initially I was staying in a private ward, right? So but I was in a general ward of like 6, 7 people, if I'm correct. And then you can imagine how traumatic it is when you literally see someone like the bed right next to you or adjacent to you, you literally see that person pass away. Like you see the moment when that person passed, and you literally probably get to see when they're trying to do last office and not trying to like break the news to the family members. And it was traumatic. I think I experienced three deaths in trauma ward, like this, so you can imagine. And then after like 2 weeks or so in trauma ward, I think I begged my doctors that I didn't want to stay in that place any longer because it felt like I was going crazy in the head. Like it really felt like I was going crazy in the head. And then with the machines and all the sounds, I just didn't want it. So I was transferred. Okay, then my doctors gave me a condition then that I have to be able to walk on my own. Because remember I mentioned in my last episode that after coming out from ICU, I had to learn how to walk again like a little baby. Like I literally had to learn to take a few steps again like a little baby. So my doctors gave me that condition that the only condition that they can transfer me back to the private ward is I must be able to move on my own. At least there must be an improvement. So when I was able to like move gradually on my own, not stable, not steady like that, but at least to an extent, I was moved back to the private ward, and I think I spent like a week more. So that was just like I think I spent 1 month post ICU on admission. So I spent like a week in a private ward and I was doing great. I was doing good. I could move around. There was really no pain. There was really nothing from my tubes. And then by the end of that week, I got discharged. And God, it felt like this was it. Because I was like, after like 2, 3 months already on admission, I was finally discharged and then I got to go home and I was so happy. And then I had always said to my mom on admission that the day they discharge me, the first place I want to go to is church. Just carry me straight to church. Carry me to the altar and just leave it there. Let me tell God. Like, if I come out of this and I survive this, just take me to church. And actually, the day I was discharged, that was the first place my mom took me to. My sister joined us, and then that was the first place my mom took me to. So I went to church first to thank God, to appreciate God, and then I went back home. You would think that that was the end, like that was the end of the battle I had to fight. I know. After that, you actually think there was no more battle for me to fight. Like after spending close to 2 3 months on admission, coming back home, going to church first to thank God. Like that was like a form of bribe, God self. To God, say God will see you. Is here again to give thanks to first. So please don't let anything go wrong. I was discharged on a Friday. When I got home, everything felt different. Every single thing felt different. I mean, everyone was around, my mom, my sister, my auntie, my cousins. Like the house was like filled up, but I was lonely. I don't know if that is what I should use to explain it. I was so lonely. Like everyone was around me. My sister, maybe like the second day in the afternoon, my sister will come and sit down with me and be like, so that only you will not like be here, because guests, immediately people heard I was discharged from the hospital. People started trooping into the house. There were a lot of guests, and at that point, I could not, because I still had two tubes attached to my body, so I could not like come out and greet everyone. And also, my mom, my sister would just attend to everyone like that. I just felt so lonely. Like the house felt so different, and I was afraid. I was so scared. I don't know why. For some reason, I was just uncomfortable in the house. I was so uncomfortable in the house. The first night, I was able to sleep a bit, but not that much. Meanwhile, before that week that I was discharged, I was already sleeping well. Like I said, there was no pain really. I was already sleeping well. I was good. My appetite improved. Like I was eating well. If my staff should cook and bring it over to the hospital, I will eat it and finish it. That was how good my appetite was. But by the time I got back home, Jesus, my appetite went down the drain. I didn't know. I was just uncomfortable in the house. By the second day in the night, the pain started. This breathlessness was serious. I didn't know what was going on. I was just so uncomfortable. And then my clinic appointment was supposed to be on Tuesday. But then my mom had to reach out to my doctor, I think Sunday, the third day, that this and this is what is happening. No. And then my doctor just said, instead of coming in on Tuesday, I should come in the next day, Monday morning. So we're like, okay, no problem. So Monday morning, we went in. The moment my doctor saw me, my doctor said, you can't go back home. Oh. That because I'm using my accessory, I don't know what they call it here, to breathe. So I'm not taking deep breaths and it's not comfortable with that. And then it was like, oh, just um what did they call it? Was it observation or something? I mean, I feel like observation now, like it's not past maybe 3 to 4 days at most a week. But like I said, it felt like there was a strange spirit in the house with me when I went home that was really waging war against me. Like I was so uncomfortable, I was anxious, I was scared. My sister could even see myself like, you are anxious and you're panicking, calm down. But I couldn't help it. I don't know what was wrong. Like it felt like I've been away for like 2 3 months. I'm coming back into this house and I'm not even comfortable in my father's house anymore. My mother's house, like, what's going on? So I was readmitted again. That was July last year, 2024. That was towards the ending of July, thereabout. So I was readmitted, and what I thought was going to take 3 days, at most 1 week again, entered 1 month. Not exactly 1 month, but like 3 weeks, almost 1 month. Shall let's just say 1 month. Yeah, let's say like a month, because that was it. Sha, if I can remember clearly, like a month. And my second, that was like second admission. That's why I call it my second admission. So that second admission felt like a new war, a new battle. Like it felt like, when they say, I don't want to say it in Yoruba because of people that don't understand Yoruba and I don't really know it. But over anyone or to Kinidasino or something, just ignore. But that was it. It felt like a fresh battle started that I had to fight. It was scary. I would have attacks that I would get so breathless. I would be on oxygen. They will increase the oxygen to like highest. I would still be breathless. It was that terrible. In fact, there was a particular night that I had an attack. It felt like maybe my tubes were blocked. I think they changed the two tubes, but it still didn't make any difference or anything. And then I was just there. That particular night, my mom had to go out and get something. And then I thought I was going to die before she would get back to the hospital because I was gone. But in this video, I'm just going to say thank you to my sweet nurse. I don't know if I should mention her name. I don't know if she also wants me to mention her name. So I'm just going to keep her name back. She was on duty that night, and I think she was praying even before the attack started. I think NSPPD Pastor Jerry, and then she was praying. She was speaking in tongues, and then she held my hands and she was praying for me. So anytime she holds my hands like that and she's praying, I would feel some form of comfort. The moment she dropped my hand, it started again, and I felt like, this one a real battle. Devil is ready for me this night. So I would like cling to her and be like, please don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. Just hold my hand and continue praying. Because the moment she started praying again, there's this sort of comfort until they could get through to my doctor that came, checked the tube, did what was necessary, and then I felt relieved. And that was it for like the 3 weeks, almost some months that I spent on admission. It was like a fresh battle that I had to fight. It was a whole lot from weakness, unexplained weakness. In fact, I lost weight already in the 2 plus 3 months I had spent. And then when I came out from ICU, I don't know, probably due to so much fluid, drugs and all, I added weight. My cheeks were puffy, kind of. By the time I went back on that second admission, I lost everything drastically. I woke up one morning and I looked at myself on the bed and all I could see was like skeleton bone. I was like, what's remaining? Like it's just flesh that is just covering what's remaining. Like, and then one of my doctor came in and I was even like, you videos or you looked bloated. I didn't was going to that part. But then it was crazy. I didn't know. Felt like I was um experiencing side effects of drugs, so it wasn't just funny. So I spent that 3 weeks, almost 1 month, like I said, and then I was discharged again. So I went back home, and before I went back home, I decided that this time around, devil is not going to have that grip or hold on me when I get back home. And then I'm grateful because I feel like I needed to go back on that second admission because that second admission was actually where I got that encounter with God. And that was where God opened my eyes to actually see that this thing you've been running away from, I don't know, just felt like God kept on whispering to me, Lady Evangelist, Lady Evangelist. I think I dropped a story about I came about the name Lady Evangelist on my Instagram page. Yes. So one particular night on that second admission, my mom came in to just help clean up and all like that. And then in the process, she kept a bowl, kept my legs inside, and she was washing it. And I don't know. I don't know if I should call it a revelation or something, but I just feel like God was trying to tell me something with that. So immediately that night, I just made some pronouncements, made a covenant with God, promised God that I wasn't going to run away. It just felt like I needed to go back on a second admission because, like I said, I got to meet a lot of people, doctors, nurses that really opened my eyes to the fact that I need to have a stronger relationship with God. That this is more like an opportunity for me. This is God trying to show me that I need to grow my relationship with Him better. I need to have a deeper connection with God. Not like I didn't have a connection with God before, right? But I mean, there are times when you're just far away, you're just reluctant, you're just there, you're not like the fire for Christ, I'm sure you get. And a second admission does open my eyes to the fact that there's a lot, there's just a lot. There's God is bringing me into a new season. God is bringing me into purpose. And I think that was why I had to go back on that second admission. So, regardless, I am really, really grateful for that second admission. I am really, really grateful for that second admission because it changed my prayer life. Yes, that second admission literally changed my prayer life because I started making confessions, writing them down. I kept on saying it that as I'm going home this time around, I'm going to be comfortable in the house. I'm not going to be scared of anything. They will say in Yoruba that "Ile baba eni o ki n bani leru." It means that you're not supposed to be scared of your father's house, literally. So why should I be in my father's house? Like my not God, my biological father, paternal father. Why should I, if that makes sense, yeah, why should I be scared in my own father's house? So I prayed a lot, midnight on admission. If I can't sleep, I will open my phone, all the confessions I wrote down there, I will confess it, I will start praying. Oh, thank God that I don't want to be rushed back to this hospital again. As I'm going home like this, I want to be comfortable in the house. I don't want to have any episode. And truly, see, prayer works, so prayer works. Trust me. I went back home and there was no issue. Absolutely. Apart from the pain from the tubes, because I had to go back home with the two tubes again. That was just it. I could go out gradually. There was no issue. Glory to God. And then after a week, I had my clinic appointment. So I went for my clinic appointment, and when I got there, I mean, there was a good news. My doctor told me that we could remove one tube. So I was like, no problem. And then he told me, why not just come in the next day? We'll do the procedure, we'll remove the tube, and then in 2, 3 days, you should be back home. It's always 2, 3 days, 1 week, something, something. You will be back home. This time around, I was supposed to spend just 2, 3 days. I eventually ended up spending 1 week in justice again because after they did the procedure to remove one tube, it was successful, glory to God, right? And then they removed the tube. But then my oxygen level was playing hide and seek, and my doctors didn't want to risk it. They didn't want me to go back home because of Nkoto one not to be like what their eyes have seen before concerning my matter. So I couldn't blame them. Because even my doctors last song, if they should come and sit down and tell you my story, because they will have a lot to say. So I couldn't blame them, but I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to be in that ward because it was giving me a lot of PTSD. It felt like I was going crazy in the head. And then after a week, I was discharged. I went home. They removed just one tube, the one on the right. So I still had the one on the left. And that one was removed like 2 months later. Yes, they removed the first one in August. And the second one was removed towards ending of October, thereabouts. And that was it. I went back home and relatively that was just the start of my healing. That was the start of my recovery. And God, if anyone told me that healing and recovery is almost the same as when you're going through the issue, I don't even know how to explain it. But it was a lot because when I got back home, I still had one tube, so that one was still giving me issue, pain almost every day till they removed it. I had to be on painkillers, injection, medications, and all just to control pain, like the pain level and all like that. So it was still crazy, but at least it was better. But then a lot was going on in my head. Like I said, PTSD from admission. I can literally be sitting down with everybody's gisting or they're watching TV, pressing phone. And what I'm hearing in my head is the sound of the machine. If you know the sound of the machine in ICU and the sound of the machine in trauma ward, you know that can that sound alone can mess with your head. Like for like a month straight after I was discharged, I would just randomly hear the sound in my head. It was scary. That sound is scary. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but that sound is scary. And then all of that together, first admission, second admission, third admission. In short, because I was admitted like 3 different times. So total of all of that, 4 months. So it was an admission for 4 good months from April through to August. And yeah, so I think gradually the next part is just recovery, healing. And I tell you, it has not been easy, but God has been faithful. God has been faithful. After then, I had to think of the next steps to take, how they were going to remove the remaining one too. Like I said, they removed that one October. The first one was removed in August. How I was going to go back to school because I already missed an entire semester. I missed an entire semester already, so it was crazy. There was a lot. I didn't have the strength, I didn't have the energy. It felt like my life before admission and my life after admission opposite. Things changed, like things changed drastically. But you know, one thing is God is faithful because even in the storm, even when you're drowning in the waters, God will still be there to hold you strong. So I think I'm just going to end this episode here and then I'll just start healing and recovery journey from my next episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe, oh, please subscribe to my channel, put on your notifications so that when I drop a video, you will always know. For example, now I've been off for a while. So if your notification is not on, how will you know that the lady evangelist has dropped a new video? So please turn your notification, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.